And then he would just tell me about this super flirty 4-year-old, and how can she be super flirty? She's 4 years old. About all the underage fans that he took the virginity of, and he was proud of it, and how he abused them, and how his favourite video that he had was of a 14-year-old schoolgirl stripping off and saying her name and date of birth to the camera just before he took her virginity, and just all the other vile things that he said he'd done to these fans. And that, I would say to him, stop talking, I don't want to hear it, just stop talking, it's upsetting me.
Scumbag Ian Watkins has been killed in prison. Watkins was the frontman of Welsh rock group The Lost Prophets. In 2013, Watkins was sentenced to 29 years in prison for a string of sex offences. This effectively broke up the band, ended his bandmate's career, and left Ian to rot inside HMP Wakefield. Ian was born in Wales in 1977 and had what appeared to be a fairly normal and secure upbringing. He met his bandmate Mike Lewis in secondary school. Ian was an intelligent lad. He obtained a first-class honours degree in graphic design from the University of Wales. His first stab at rock music was in the band Aftermath. This morphed into The Lost Prophets with their debut album coming out in 2001. Ian was 24 at the time. The album made the United States Billboard 200 and was a commercial success in the UK. With Ian's success came the excesses of rock and roll. While there have been numerous stories of sexual promiscuity from many rock stars, most keep it legal. There are some horror claims against and from Aerosmith and from Led Zeppelin, which took place in the 70s, and there seems to be a lot of validity in these stories. But Ian Watkins is an extreme case of downright evil behaviour. He is easily the most evil rock star of all time. Watkins' misconduct included sexual offences of rape and abuse, but also giving cocaine to children. Watkins' bandmates claimed that they were completely unaware of his conduct with children, but they did know about the drug use, which was causing huge strains on the group.
I wouldn't care, but they weren't. Yeah. Like the other 5, to my grave, there'll be like 5 of my brothers, 5 of my bigger brothers. At the time, Ian missed a Warped Tour gig, right? So when you're doing Warped Tour, you get given a random time of day, you're on for half hour, get over with, carry on with your life, right? He missed one of the gigs, right? Because he was busy doing something, probably being a somewhere. And he turned up late, he missed the gig, and Stu battered him with a can of Monster, right? Until he had 2 black eyes, right, Ian, right? That was for missing a gig, right? One gig that didn't matter, right? If you think that anybody else in that band, right, and they've all got kids, if anybody else in Lost Prophets knew what Ian was doing, they beat him up for missing a 30-minute gig. I can't...
Watkins got nearly 30 years, with 10 months added on for possession of a mobile phone while inside. One of Watkins' victims was as young as 1 year old. Overwhelming evidence against him, Watkins pled guilty, and the judge made note that he showed absolutely no remorse for his actions. So why did he die? It's early days, but 2 men have been arrested for his murder. Reports suggest that Watkins' throat was slit ear to ear. The murder is brutal, even by the standards of prison violence. Watkins struggled inside and had many issues. When caught with a mobile phone, he tried to blame other inmates and claimed that it was their phone, not his. Watkins was also taken hostage by 3 inmates and stabbed before being freed by prison officers after 6 hours. However, his injuries were not life-threatening. Reports indicate that Watkins was subject to bullying while inside and was also attacked in a dispute over guitar lessons. The reaction on Ian's death online is not mixed. The psychology of evil. Ian Watkins is potentially the most dangerous sex offender in UK history, certainly up there with Jimmy Savile. Ian Watkins manipulated his own fan base for not only sex but for them to sacrifice their own children to him. And his sway and charisma alongside his fame got him what he wanted. At face value, Watkins was very normal and likeable in interviews. He appeared extremely intelligent, good looking and down to earth, but beneath that facade was pure evil. This kind of malignant charm would appear to be consistent with a narcissistic sociopath with low empathy and borderline personality disorder. Watkins appeared very close to his mother, going so far as to campaign for kidney whales after his own mother had a kidney transplant. I didn't see anything online or in my research about Ian being a victim of child abuse or having an abusive upbringing, but it seemed that whatever evil was within Ian had manifested, and his fame and power brought it out in all his worst forms. Rot in hell.